Let me ask you something straight up. Have you ever had what seemed like the perfect night with a woman? Flirting, chemistry, even mind-blowing sex, only for her to vanish like a ghost the next day? No text, no call, nothing. If you've been there, you're not alone. And here's why it happened. You touched her body, but you never touched her soul. In this video, we're diving into the science of emotional connection, what it really is, why it's more powerful than sex, and how to build it in a way that doesn't make you look needy or weak, but instead makes her crave you on a chemical level. We're talking about real female psychology, brain chemistry, and 5 battle-tested techniques that will have her addicted to not just your presence, but your essence. Ready to become unforgettable? Let's get one thing straight. Physical chemistry is cheap. It's easy. Anyone with a six-pack, a nice cologne, and a smooth line can get a woman into bed. But emotional connection? That's where the real power is. And here's the catch. If you don't know how to create it, you'll always feel disposable to her. You'll be a fun memory, not a lasting impact, because you can touch her body. But only a few men ever touch her soul. Why emotional connection hits harder than sex? Let's break this down biologically. When a woman feels emotionally seen, safe, and valued, her brain releases oxytocin, the bonding hormone. It's the same chemical released when a mother holds her baby, or when she's wrapped in a deep, meaningful conversation. It's also triggered during cuddling, eye contact, and yes, orgasms. But here's the kicker. Dopamine, the pleasure chemical from sex, is temporary. It spikes, it fades, like sugar. But oxytocin sticks, it bonds, it roots you into her emotional memory. That's why a man who creates emotional safety becomes unforgettable. While other guys leave physical marks, you leave an emotional imprint. The difference between chemistry and connection. You can be the most alpha guy in the room, status, money, looks. But if she doesn't feel emotionally safe around you, you're just a moment. She'll laugh at your jokes, enjoy the dates, but never call you when she's crying. Because trust isn't built by showing off. It's built by being present, calm, and tuned in. I'll give you a quick story. There was this woman I knew. We'll call her Nadia. She dated this guy who was basically a fantasy. Tall, rich, perfect jawline, dream dates, even had the deep, sexy voice. But a month in, she dumped him. Her reason? He was like a mannequin. Beautiful, but hollow. I could have told him my worst trauma, and he would have blinked like I told him it was raining outside. Then, she started seeing another guy. Not flashy, no six-pack, didn't even own a car. But he remembered the name of her childhood dog. He laughed at her darkest jokes. And when she cried, he didn't try to fix her, he just sat with her pain. Guess who she obsessed over? That's the power of emotional connection. Why emotional intimacy makes her chase you. Science backs this up. Studies show women's long-term sexual desire is linked to emotional safety, not just physical attraction. In plain terms, you want her body. She needs her heart to feel safe first. When you create that environment, even the smallest things melt her heart. A forehead kiss, a shared joke, a random check-in at midnight. Suddenly, she's not craving sex. She's craving you. Now I will discuss 5 ways to trigger deep emotional connection without losing your edge. Number 1. Ask questions that go beneath the surface. Shallow questions lead to shallow conversations and shallow feelings. To create a deep emotional connection, you need to spark curiosity and vulnerability. Skip the predictable, "What do you do for a living?" or "What's your favorite color?" That's interview material, not intimacy-building conversation. Instead, ask her things like, "When do you feel most like yourself?" or "What's something people often misunderstand about you?" These kinds of questions make her pause, reflect, and share something real. And when someone shares their truth, even just a little, they bond with the person listening. These aren't tricks or lines. They're doorways into her inner world. When she feels you genuinely care about who she is beneath the surface, she relaxes and opens up. Emotional attraction begins when a woman feels truly seen and understood. Not judged, not analyzed, just witnessed. That's powerful. This doesn't mean getting intense too fast. Keep it light but meaningful. Smile, hold eye contact, and stay curious. The goal isn't to impress, it's to connect. And when you do that, you create a sense of closeness that most men never even come close to. Number 2. Mirror her emotions, not just her words. When a woman shares something vulnerable or stressful, most guys respond with logic or shallow sympathy. Something like, "Yeah, that sucks," or "Maybe you should just quit." That's not emotional connection. That's emotional detachment disguised as concern. To truly bond with her, mirror her emotions, not just her words. If she says, "Work's been overwhelming," tune into how that feels. Then say something like, "Sounds like it's been a lot to carry. Do you want to talk about it, or would a distraction help tonight?" This shows that you're emotionally attuned, not just trying to fix her problems. And trust me, most women aren't looking for solutions right away. They want someone who can sit with them in the feeling, who understands that stress and sadness aren't things to be solved, but shared. This kind of presence builds safety, trust, and intimacy, because you're not reacting like a robot. You're responding like a man who listens with both his head and his heart. That's powerful emotional leadership. It tells her, "You're safe with me." And when she feels safe, she opens up even more. Number 3. Create emotional anchors. Want to build a bond that lasts longer than one date or one night? Start creating emotional anchors. These are the unique shared experiences and inside jokes that form the emotional glue between two people. They're powerful, and they don't happen by accident. Think of it like this. Memories with strong emotions attached to them stick. So when you tease her about the funny way she orders coffee, or you both get caught in the rain and laugh about it for days, that becomes your shared story. You're no longer just another guy, you're part of her emotional world. It could be a silly nickname you give her after a moment of playfulness, a song that becomes your song, a favorite late-night snack you always share. These little things are easy to overlook, but they're the backbone of emotional intimacy. The more unique emotional moments you create, the more your connection deepens. It's not about being flashy or romantic in a scripted way. It's about making her feel like being with you is a one-of-a-kind experience. That's what keeps her coming back. Not for the show, but for the shared meaning. Number 4. Hold space without solving everything. When she vents about her day or shares something heavy, it's tempting to jump in with solutions. That's the fixer mentality many men have. But here's the truth. She's not looking for a mechanic. She's looking for a man who can hold space. To hold space means you sit with her emotions without trying to change them. You listen with presence. You validate her experience. And you don't rush to fix her feelings so you can feel more comfortable. Try saying, "That sounds really heavy. Do you want to vent, or would you prefer a distraction tonight?" This shows maturity, emotional intelligence, and leadership. You're offering her choice, support, and safety, without smothering or controlling the moment. When a woman sees you can handle her emotions without shutting down or panicking, she trusts you on a whole new level. And that trust? That's emotional intimacy. It's what makes her feel seen, safe, and understood. And that creates an irresistible connection. Holding space is a quiet kind of strength. It doesn't shout, it listens. And in that listening, a deeper bond forms, one that no amount of flash or bravado can compete with. Number 5. Stop trying to impress her. Here's a truth most men miss. Constantly trying to impress a woman doesn't make her feel closer. It makes her feel like she's watching a performance. And eventually, performances get exhausting. Trying to prove you're worthy sends the message that you don't believe you already are. And women pick up on that. They sense the insecurity underneath the showmanship. And it creates distance instead of intimacy. Real confidence is quiet. It doesn't try to win her over. It invites her in. When you stop trying to impress and start being fully present, she relaxes. She becomes more open, more vulnerable, and more emotionally invested. Instead of saying, "Look how great I am," your presence says, "I see you. And I want to know the real you." That's rare, and it's magnetic. When she feels emotionally safe, not judged or impressed upon, she becomes more herself around you. That's when she laughs louder, shares more, and initiates deeper connection. Not because she's dazzled, but because she feels at home. So drop the act. Be genuine. Be curious. Be grounded. That's the kind of energy that makes a woman fall. Not just for your looks, but for your soul. So here's the truth, guys. Sex gets you her body, but emotional connection gets you her soul. If you're tired of being the guy she hooks up with and then ghosts, it's time to level up. Ask deeper questions, mirror her emotions, build emotional anchors, hold space. And most importantly, be real. Because when a woman feels emotionally bonded to you, she'll crave you in ways she can't even explain. She'll miss your presence, your energy, your essence. And that's the kind of connection that lasts. If this resonated with you, hit that like button, subscribe, and share this with a brother who needs to hear it. And I'll catch you in the next one. Stay sharp, stay solid.